action. In fact, the mayor, what is he saying today? To say 2026 you'll be dead, is what they've been aiming to do even before these elections of 2024. So we know exactly that they won't want to see Action SA existing. They will want to liquidate us, but we have freed ourselves now. We are now on our own. If they were interested in working with us, the DA, maybe with the ANC, they will have informed us and said, look, we are talking to the ANC, we want to form a coalition at local government, but we will be working with you as well. That didn't happen. What they did, they went behind us and started talking to the ANC, particularly those who belong to the DA. That Mayor Brink was the best mayor ever to come to Tshwane. It's a lie. Mayor Brink is an average mayor. In fact, he's very incompetent. He has actually misled the city. If you look at what happened with the strike, if you look at the 6.8 billion, that is...
Mashani politically incorrect. It's a busy day. It's a victory day. Please tell me how you feel before we take it further.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a good feeling. I think we are happy that we have managed to get to this point. It's been long coming. You'll remember that the motion was withdrawn last time, and then it was actually resubmitted, and now we are here. And the mayor has been voted out. And that's what we anticipated. But now the work starts because what is important is that we must continue to give service delivery to our people. But most importantly, we must now start covering areas that the mayor was failing to cover and ensure that everyone gets the services that they deserve.
Thank you. So for us who are sitting outside, very worried because we do not know where you guys sat, and you kept your cards close to your chest. At some point, the GNU was going to interrupt your plans. How did it feel like, and were you sure all along, even when the media was pronouncing on different things, ANC not working with you? How was it?
No, we do understand that a day is too long in politics, you know. You can have a conversation today and then tomorrow things can change. So we were looking at what was happening. We knew that DA was talking to the ANC right at the end of the elections 2024. And we knew that the national leadership of the DA will also try to intervene again. And when that happened and we saw media reports, we said, look, I mean, we've got our own position as Action SA. Our position, number one, is that we are leaving this coalition. And that we stood firm on it. It didn't move whether ANC was talking to the DA or not. Secondly, we were saying, if ANC comes and changes their mind, we are going to be in the opposition and we'll be happy with that. Because we have taken a principled decision that we're no longer going to be in a relationship with the DA. So we waited for the ANC to make up their minds. You'll remember that they waited for us to also make up our minds, because we had to do a review, we had to engage our structures, and then come back and actually make that pronouncement. So it was fair for us to then say, let's give them an opportunity to engage internally, to resolve their own dynamics, and then we can be able to see what's happening. So yesterday they called us in the evening to say, the national leadership has actually given us a mandate. Tomorrow we are voting out Mayor Brink, and that's how it happened today.
Okay, the second most notorious word currently in the political space after the GNU is the word sellout, and you've been labeled as such. Do you feel like you're a sellout? Do you feel like you left a marriage based on your conditions? Because they are saying you did not state in particular the reasons you felt this marriage had to end.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's nonsense. It's people that actually want to discredit us, and we understand. We are in a political environment. People are not going to treat you fairly, you know. But if you look at the timelines in terms of events, you'll actually see that we were stepped at the back. And when we were stepped at the back, we had to react. And luckily, ANC spoke to us as well to say, we are talking to those ones, they are actually wanting to remove you. And we said, okay, that's fine. can we then talk? So we saved our own lives because we were going to be removed by the DA so they can be able to work with the ANC if everything went according to them. You'll remember that the DA voted for Pangaza Lesuf as the premier of Gauteng. In fact, the DA was voted in the legislature to be the speaker of the legislature. But then those discussions collapsed. And then that's when ANC obviously then opened up and started talking to everyone. So you can't call us a sellout when we were defending ourselves, defending our own brand as Action SA. We know that DA wanted to collapse Action SA. In fact, the mayor, what is he saying today to say 2026 you'll be dead, is what they've been aiming to do even before these elections of 2024. So we know exactly that they won't want to see Action SA existing. They will want to liquidate us, but we have freed ourselves now. We are now on our own. We are standing on our 2 feet. We're going to campaign for our party. We're going to make sure that we come out even more stronger come the elections that are coming in 2026.
Two-pronged questions. Number one, explain the backstabbing, an incident or a clause that you feel like you were backstabbed. Number two, you are said to be dying in 2026. They will withdraw sponsorship, they will withdraw everything, and memorial service Wataka 2026.
Yeah.
Start with the stepping and then explain what do they mean.
Yeah.
Because my audience feel that they are saying they are going to remove you from the Stellenbosch eating table.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Look, I mean, the backstabbing I'm talking about. So at the end of the elections, 2024 elections, results came out, right? And all political parties, those who were not happy with their results, we went into a self-introspection, right? We started looking at ourselves, what went wrong, right? And so as a Senate, we took a decision that, okay, one of the things that went wrong, we were in a multi-party charter with the DA, and we were labeled DA light, and all kinds of things happened. And even people that said, that were talking to us were saying, look, we didn't vote for you because you were associated with the DA. People were saying, we thought that let's vote for the DA instead of voting for you because the DA is a bigger party than you. So we lost a number of votes, both in black and white communities. But in black communities, people were saying to us, you have sold us out. Why are you taking our votes to the DA? So we did that self-introspection. But in the middle of that, we came across information. Actually, that information is in the public domain. If you look at the articles, Times Live, you look at Mail and Guardian, you'll see that Helen Zille has already committed to talk to the ANC on two things. Number one, to form a government of provincial unity. But secondly, they were talking to the ANC to form government at local level, particularly in metros, where they are going to work with the ANC and remove all of us. That's the backstabbing I'm talking about, because if they were interested in working with us, the DA, maybe with the ANC, they would have informed us and said, look, we are talking to the ANC, we want to form a coalition at local government, but we will be working with you as well. That didn't happen. What they did, they went behind us and started talking to the ANC and saying, let's work with you at local level, not only in Tshwane, in Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and other municipalities like Mogale City and others, So we said, okay, if that's happening, let's be proactive as well. Let's protect ourselves. Let's talk to the ANC, because ANC approached us and said, this is what is happening. What are you going to do? And then we said, let's sit down and talk. And we started talking, and that's how we came to an agreement about Johannesburg, and that's how we came to an agreement about Tshwane as well. So that's a part of backstabbing that I'm referring to. Your next question was that, how are you going to do in 2026? People are saying that, as I'm saying to you, the intention of the DA has always been to liquidate us, to make us irrelevant. In fact, that pronouncement that we made before election, where we said we will not work with the ANC, that pronouncement, they used it against us. What happened is that they picked up that, okay, these ones have made a political error. They say they're not going to work with the ANC. In fact, Rona, let's go and work with the ANC. That's how they ended up working with the ANC in the GNU. Do you know when they left the multi-party charter? They didn't even say goodbye to us. They just left. They joined the ANC in the GNU, and they are very happy in that GNU. It's fine. So what's the problem if us we are working with the ANC then? Because Labour and they are working with the ANC. So we are not apologetic about it. We have made a political choice and we're going to drive this political choice up until 2026. But what is important is the second part of it, is the governance and administration of this administration you bring. I think people tend to say, particularly those who belong to the DA, that Mayor Brink was the best mayor ever to come to Tshwane. It's a lie. Mayor Brink is an average mayor. In fact, he's very incompetent. He has actually misled the city. If you look at what happened with the strike, if you look at the 6.8 billion that is owed to ESCOM, if you look at many challenges that are experienced in communities, you can see that this is a mayor that was failing. But because they have a very strong PR exercise, a PR machine, they are portraying themselves as if this mayor is the best thing that has ever happened. I think what is important is that we, those who are forming a new government, now we must be able to prove all those people wrong. That indeed, it's not only a white face that can be able to lead in a competent way, anti-corrupt and all that. We must be able to demonstrate that even black people can be able to lead and be able to deliver services to all people of Tshwane. And that's what we're going to do.
So the backstepping did not happen in Tshwane. It has nothing to do with Tshwane. Number two is we are not having a memorial service in 2026. Is that what you're saying?
The backstabbing included Tshwane because they were talking about all the metros in Tshwane, Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and other municipalities which are hanging at the moment, like Mogale City and all. The intention was that they are going to work together in these municipalities with this thing that they are going to stabilize all the municipalities in Gauteng.
So Brink is disingenuous with his stance, trying to portray yourselves as being, spineless, and he used the word BS, referring to yourselves, because he states that if you were not happy, backstabbing and everything, why didn't you sit down and talk to him? Yeah, and he made it look like the backstabbing happened in Tshwane.
Exactly. I mean that's the narrative that they've been driving, but we are not into that. I think what is important now is what do we do now, and you have asked. 2026 is around the corner. Ours, we are building our own structures. It's important that we must now ensure that we fast track the building of our own structures, we capacitate our own activists, and get ready for elections 2026. We are coming up with a new candidate selection policy where we're going to have only people that can be able to bring numbers being candidate of Action SA come 2026. We are doing away with councillors who are celebrities, who are not working the ground. We are doing away with lazy people. We want only people, activists, that will be able to take Action SA to the next level. Action SA is here to stay. South Africa needs Action SA. South Africa needs a leader like Herman Mashaba to be able to take South Africa forward. So rest assured, come 2026, Action SA will grow even bigger than how we did in 2021.
Mayor, the mayor is going to be promoted from a deputy to the executive mayoral position. That's what Mashaba told us. Can we call a mayor elect as it were? The partners, have they agreed?
Yeah, look, I mean, we just need to finalize the discussions with the partners. Those discussions will now happen with Ernest. But Nasipi Moya, as I'm talking to you now, she's the acting mayor of the city of Tshwane. Because by virtue of being the deputy mayor, she now occupies the seat of the acting mayor up until a new mayor is elected. We are putting forward her name as a candidate that will be able to be the mayor of the city of Tshwane, and those discussions will be around that name and many other names that will then make the mayoral committee of Tshwane come 14 days after today.
I went down to the ground. I asked people, do you realize that today Action SA is man of the match?
Oh, wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that.
The ANC gave you an assist, but you scored and you are man of the match.
No, awesome, man. We are doing this for our residents, but we're also doing this for our party. As I said to you, we had partners who actually wanted to see us dying. In fact, as I said, what they are saying now, they've been saying it behind closed doors without us hearing them. But we could see with their action that, in fact, they want to liquidate us. But now we have freed ourselves. Thank you very much.
Please say bye-bye and remind them who are you and who are you in the politics of the province and why they should action their SA in 2026. Okay.
Yes. My name is Funzi Reveal. I'm the provincial chairperson of Action SA here in Gauteng. Come 2026, you will have seen and witnessed service delivery under our Action SA mayor. You will have seen the work that we can do. As you know, we all come from the wings of Ntate Hemen Mashaba, the only mayor that has in-source security guards here in this country. So we are going to do that. We are going to do even more of what he has done. Look forward to see Action SA councillors, Action SA mayor, Action SA MMCs on the ground, because that's where we're going to stay. That's where you're going to see us every time.
You can close it.
Thank you very much and see you next time. Thank you.